To get a basic idea of how the Chinese government operates, you need to know about two organisations, the NPC and the CPPCC. Bear with me. The NPC stands for the National People's Congress. It's made up of leaders representing every region and walk of life in China. They're responsible for amending and enforcing the Constitution. It's an important task. But they get help from the CPPCC, or the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. This organisation conducts research and advises the NPC on policy decisions. It's made up of politicians, academics, and even some celebrities. Many are members of the Communist Party of China, but not all. Some belong to what China calls other democratic parties. That's right, the Communist Party is not the only political party in China. Who are these other political parties? What do they stand for? And how will the system develop in the future? This is exactly what I wanted to find out during a recent visit to the CPPCC headquarters in central Beijing. It started with a tour of the museum. We were greeted with a general introduction.
Now we are in the lobby, and you can see there are 8 portraits.
And then a guide took us round the exhibits.
And under the portraits is the name of the exhibition, which was sculptured on white marbles.
Many of them record historic moments for the CPPCC. Recognise this voice? It's the CPPCC's first leader, Mao Zedong. I'm standing with the guide now, and perhaps you can explain, what did Mao Zedong say?
He only said that the new China will set up and the new China will rise as the sun in the east in the morning.
There's an obligatory walk-in theatre showcasing the country's economic development. Finally, we arrive at the press conference, where several members of the CPPCC explain more about how the institution works. This is Jiang Jingan, head of external communications at the CPPCC. He explains how the CPPCC produces over 100 research papers per year. Although the organisation has no power to act on its own proposals, each one needs a reply from the government. Hi, Dominic Swire from CRI English Department. Finally, my chance to ask a question. The CPPCC consists of members from political parties other than the Communist Party. Can you clarify how these parties differ from the Communist Party, and what role do they play in the way the CPPCC functions? My question's answered by Tang Hui-Chu from the CPPCC External Communication Department. She says, aside from the Communist Party, CPPCC members also belong to 8 other parties. Their job is to help ensure democracy within the Communist Party.
The 8 democratic parties consist of the Revolutionary Committee of the Kuomintang, China Democratic League, China Association for Promoting Democracy, China Democratic National Construction Association, Chinese Peasants and Workers Democratic Party, China Zhigongdang, Taiwan Democratic Self-Government League, and Joseon Society. China Democratic League has about 200,000 members, which is the largest of the 8 democratic parties. The other parties have about 100,000 members each, but the Taiwan Democratic Self-Government League only has a few thousand members, and China Zhigongdang has about 10,000 members, so the total membership of democratic parties is no more than 1 million.
After the press conference, I got a chance to ask Tang Huiqiu a follow-up question. Some foreigners hear that there are other smaller political parties and they think, oh, China must turn into a Western democratic political system. What does she think to this?
There are indeed other parties in China, but the CPC is the ruling party. The other parties are participatory parties. They are not opposition parties. They share the same goals as the CPC and work hard with the CPC to make suggestions or proposals. But the CPC takes the lead, and the other parties assisted. The other parties are not there to overthrow the regime of the CPC.
We could have talked for a lot longer, but unfortunately, my time at the CPPCC was up. This rare glimpse into the very heart of the Chinese political system taught me a little more about what the CPPC is, how it operates, and who belongs to it. For CRI, I'm Dominic Swire.